3 weeks before the World Cup, the world held its breath. Lionel Messi, 38 years old, soaking wet on a rainy pitch in Miami, grabbed the back of his leg, signaled to the bench, and walked straight down the tunnel. No limp, no stretcher, just silence. Argentina fans feared the worst. Pundits wrote him off. Some wondered if this was how the greatest career in football history would quietly, painfully end. They were wrong. Very wrong. It started with a moment of fear. May 24th, 2026, Miami, Florida. A rainy night. Inter Miami are beating Philadelphia Union 6-4 in Messi's final club match before the World Cup. He'd already set up 2 goals, but in the 73rd minute, he felt something in his left leg. He signaled to the bench. He walked down the tunnel, alone. The next morning, Inter Miami released a statement. Muscle fatigue, left hamstring, no structural damage. But with Argentina's World Cup opener just 23 days away, the anxiety was real. Messi trained separately from the Argentina squad. The world watched every session, every photo, every update. But there was something else, something the cameras couldn't capture. Back home in Argentina, his father, Jorge Messi, was unwell, undergoing medical treatment for an illness the family kept private. They asked the media for, in their words, humanity. So Lionel Messi arrived at the 2026 World Cup, carrying 2 things: a hamstring that had everyone worried, and a weight on his heart that had nothing to do with football. June 16th, 2026, Kansas City, Argentina versus Algeria. Messi's 200th appearance for his country, his 6th World Cup. The first time in history any player had appeared at 6 tournaments. In the 17th minute, Rodrigo de Paul played a quick free kick. Messi received it just outside the box, took 1 touch, and unleashed a left-footed rocket into the top corner. And then he cried. Not because of the goal, not because of the record. He cried because of everything that had happened in the weeks before. The injury, the fear, his father's illness, the weight of it all, released in one moment on the biggest stage in football. Later he said, "My tears after the first goal? I've had some tough days. It wasn't related to soccer, and those feelings were because of that. I thank my teammates, the coaching staff, and the delegation for helping me." He wasn't done. Before the hour mark, he tapped home a rebound after McAllister's effort was saved, 2-0. Then, in the 76th minute, he picked the ball up deep, dribbled past defenders at 38 years old like it was nothing, and curled a composed finish high into the net. Hat trick. 3 goals. His first ever World Cup hat trick. 16 goals in total, equaling Miroslav Klose's all-time record that had stood since 2014. Kansas City erupted. Messi surfed. The world watched in disbelief. 6 days later, Dallas, Texas, Argentina versus Austria. The world already knew Messi was 1 goal from history. 1 goal from standing alone as the greatest World Cup scorer of all time, above Klose, above Ronaldo, above Pelé. But Messi being Messi, he made it dramatic first. In the 8th minute, he was handed a penalty, the chance to break the record before anyone had even settled in their seat. He stepped up and missed. Wide right, head down. The stadium gasped. For a lesser player, that might have broken the night. Not Messi. Around the 30th minute, Thiago Almada broke forward and cut the ball back. Messi arrived on cue. 1 touch, first-time finish, into the net. Goal number 17. The record was his, alone at the top of history. Argentina led 1-0. But Messi wasn't finished. Deep into stoppage time, he had an effort blocked. And then, following up on the rebound, he tucked home goal number 18, his 5th goal of the tournament. In just 2 matches, at 38 years old, Argentina 2-0 Austria, through to the knockout stages. And Messi, the boy from Rosario who wasn't supposed to make it to this World Cup, standing alone as the greatest goal scorer the tournament has ever seen. Let's just sit with the numbers for a second, because they are extraordinary. 18 World Cup goals, the most in the history of the tournament. more than Miroslav Klose, more than Ronaldo, more than Pelé, more than every legend who ever played this game. 5 goals in 2 matches, at an age when most footballers are long retired. He is also the oldest player in history to score a World Cup hat trick, the youngest and oldest scorer ever for Argentina at a World Cup, and the only player ever to appear in 6 World Cups. After the Algeria match, his teammate Mac Allister said, "There are no words to describe him. If anyone thought this team was better without Leo, today it was proven that the opposite is true." And DePaul added, "He doesn't care about individual records. He prioritizes the group. That's what makes him different. He was dealing with his father's illness. He had a hamstring scare 3 weeks ago. He missed a penalty against Austria. And still, he ends up on the right side of history. 3 weeks ago, Lionel Messi limped off a wet pitch in Miami, and the world wondered if this was the end. Today, he is the greatest World Cup goal scorer of all time. With the knockout rounds still to come, Argentina are through. Messi is healthy. And somewhere in Dallas, a 38-year-old man who has spent his entire life carrying the weight of a nation is finally, just enjoying the game he loves. Whatever happens next in this World Cup, one thing is already certain. We are watching the final chapter of the greatest story football has ever told. And it is not over yet. Do you think Messi can go all the way and lift the trophy again? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe